academics, lifestyle, trends. Welcome to the Random Conversation podcast. I'm your host, Miss Jachima Okeume, and I'll be taking you on. Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. How are you and how is your day? Well, I would ordinarily expect a response if this was like a live show or something, but then it's not. However, I trust you had an amazing week. By the way, you guys have been hearing about the news on the new Naira notes and the fuel scarcity, and this thing has really gotten everybody upset. I The worst part was, I think sometime last week something happened to me. A POS guy took 1,000 from me for 5k, and I was like, if you could take 1,000 from 5k as a charge, what exactly would I be doing with the remaining 4k? You get that kind of question. But then I was extremely upset and I needed cash. However, Omo, I don't think I'm going to be here to discuss about my problems like based on Nigeria and all that, because I'll keep ranting and ranting. So, moving on to the topic for today. My blood is hot. Not so hot, but it's hot. But our topic today is the 20th season, its prospects and challenges, and ways to overcome it. So I love this topic so much, and I know you've learned so much from it because I have with me here an intelligent, beautiful, and amazing woman. Hey, oh god, I don't want to speak about my podcast, but like she's going to be addressing us on this. She's already even laughing. So just to show you how serious it is. So thank you, Miss Jachima Okeume, for accepting my invite to speak on this platform. I'm grateful and ever appreciative of this, that despite your busy schedule, you still made an effort to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're
Jachi, can you
welcome.
hear me?
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, I
Thank you.
can. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for the opportunity to speak here. And I
All
must say,
right.
you're doing a very good job here. So kudos to
Thank
you.
thank you. Guys, I'm blushing. Okay, so guys, now I'll be giving a brief profile of my guest. So Miss Jachima Okeume, she's a graduate of public administration in Okoye University in Enugu, Nigeria. And she's an entrepreneur, and she's currently studying her master's degree in Crux University, Ukraine. So you don't see say levels don't change. Like we have a master's degree holder. so, thank you once again for coming.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so moving on. You, guys, you know how challenging and wholesome it is to be an adult, especially during your 20s season, because this is a period where our decisions affect us the most. And this is like one of the most taxing season. Questions such as marriage, friendship, financial freedom comes up. So yeah, right now I would be asking our guests a few questions, or rather my guests a few questions on to get them to talk on this, to get her to talk on these challenges and their solutions, if any. So, Ms. Jachima, the first question I have for you is this. What are the challenges you think that most adults face during their 20s? And if you could pick one out of them, how were you able to handle that particular one?
Thank you for that. 20s, when it comes to 20s, the challenges are actually very much. But
Okay.
and I feel like the challenges it's it's according to a person's decision or according to what the person is facing in life. Do you get?
Yeah.
But most of the common ones include like life decisions, managing your
Okay.
career path or your relationships, and then most importantly, your finances. When it comes to finance, that's like the hardest part most people face. That's like the biggest problem a lot of people face in our today's world, in our generation now. And I think those are like the very, very important or the most crucial problems or challenges that people face as adults or as people in their 20s. Yeah, generally.
Okay. 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 This I also have another question for you.
Okay.
The second one is, you know, you know how taxing adulthood can be. I mean,
Yeah.
especially with the responsibilities and all that. And in terms of keeping up with your relationship with people, especially your friends and family, like a work life balance sort of a thing, that sort of thing, how do you navigate it all? Like, how are you able to pull through it all?
Personally, I'm actually very mindful of my commitment, yeah, and I prioritize people a lot, especially people I love. I prioritize them a lot, and when it comes to managing my work life with my relationship, I am always dedicated to balancing the both of them, meaning that when it comes to my work, I know what I'm supposed to do. I focus on it, I finish it up, and then I move to family. This thing. I try to, as much as possible, balance the both of them. Do you get?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then most times I like to like incorporate my activities that I can do with my friends and family into my routine to ensure that I'm spending quality time with them. And then I
Okay.
also try
Wow.
as much as possible, especially during weekends. I make sure
Yeah.
I take away some time out of my work life. I don't like dedicate everything to my everyday work from Monday to Sunday, everyday work. Sometimes like weekends, I try to focus on spending time with family members, spending time with friends. I don't have lots of friends, but the very few ones, I spend time with them. And sometimes, due to my distance, I could
Yeah.
I could decide to maybe stay on a call with a friend. I could just pick my phone and then decide to call a friend I haven't spoken with for a long time. Stay on the call for like 1 to 2 hours. At that point, I'm trying to still keep my relationship with this person. I'm trying to still hold that relationship going. It's really not easy, but I mean, these are things we do because we can't just lose relationships or friendships because we're trying to, keep working and making money, because when you keep working you're still making your money and then you forget people. That's your network. They always say that your network is your net worth, yeah. So if you
Yeah.
are focusing on your money, trying to work and gather money, and you don't really relate, you don't check your relationship with people, you are really not doing the right thing. Honestly, you're not.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow, this is really nice. But for based on the first question I asked you, you laid emphasis on financial challenges that most
Yes.
adults encounter. So, like, I want to know how you are able to handle it, because I know this is an issue. Even me myself at this point, I wouldn't say it's like so serious or anything, but to an extent, I tend not to handle some of my financial challenges. So, I want to ask you, how were you able to navigate through it, or how were you able to handle yours being an adult?
Okay. Personally, I actually struggle with my finances actually,
Okay.
because I know for sure I used to be an impulsive spender. I could just
Oh,
step into a place and then, because I feel I have the money to buy that thing, I want to get
yeah,
it. I don't even, check sometimes I don't even like checking my account balance, because I know if I go there, I'll be like, I've really spent a lot. So I try as much as possible to avoid it. But then I started, when I realized that no one is actually coming to save me, is I'm supposed to take advantage, take a hold of my finances and make sure that I spend wisely as an adult. So one thing I first started doing is budgeting. At the beginning of
okay,
every month, that's something I do personally. I set out, or I write out things I know I want to spend on, and I put down a budget. I'm not going to spend more than this. I'm not going to spend more than this on a particular thing. Do you get? Now,
yeah,
I also divide my finances. Like when I get my income at the end of the month, I try as much as possible to split my income. I know I keep separate money for something, maybe unforeseen circumstances, something I don't know that they call it emergency fund. Yeah, I keep it for any
yeah.
emergency. Then I keep a certain amount of money I know I'm not going to touch. Come rain, come shine, I will not touch that money. And then I have what I spend for like that month. So budgeting really helped me, and then I became very conscious of how I spent money. I
Okay.
became very, very conscious of how I spent my money. I tried as much as possible to differentiate my need from my want. The things I
Oh,
actually need and what I just want, they are two different things, yeah. So I try to
yeah.
separate that, and then most especially I diversify my income. I don't
That's
have
really
one source
really
of
smart.
income.
Yeah.
I don't have one source of income. After getting,
Okay.
if I get money from my 9 to 5, then I have a business that I know is still bringing money. It's not much, but at least I know that it's still giving me money, as much as it can, as little as it can. Sorry, as little as it can. At least I'm still getting money from there. So the three things I do is to budget, to become very very conscious of my spending, and then to diversify my income. Yeah, these are like the three things I do for myself, and
Oh
it has really
wow.
helped me so far.
Wow, that's really nice suggestion. I mean, most adults actually need to hear this because I think people are struggling a lot with financial
Yes,
challenges, and that's why some of them, to an extent, they get a certain amount of money and then they waste it on things that are not important.
yes, exactly.
Okay, but what do you think? Like, you think, do you know it's actually very important to save, right? So
Yes.
if you, what would your advice be to people that are either struggling to save or not necessarily that they're not saving, maybe they're not consistent? For example, some people might say, okay, this year I'm going to save like 1,000 every year. I mean, as a student, like they decide to save like 1,000 every month or every month or every week, and then suddenly they start struggling with that. What would your advice be to them?
Um, the first thing I would say is actually make a plan. When it comes to
Okay.
your finances, make a plan for yourself. It's very important. And then
Okay.
secondly, discipline. You see, as young adults, yeah, the major problem most of us face is discipline. And I'm saying this from a personal point of view. Do you get? Because I know
Yeah.
personally I have struggled with discipline. You can decide that, oh, I want to spend this certain amount of money, or I want to save certain amount of money, but then you find yourself spending money even beyond your budget. Do you get?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to learn to, after making your plan, that is you budgeting, then please incorporate discipline. It's very very important.
Okay.
Discipline is one thing that will really help you as a young adult in, achieving that financial freedom you really want for yourself.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for the advice. I'm sure the rest of the world, or probably anyone tuning in, would listen and learn. Okay. That's a beautiful answer there. Thank you, Miss Jachima. Okay.
Okay.
I have another question for you. Well, this one says, what would your advice be to an adult who is probably confused about their future, especially in terms of marriage? What would you tell them? Because I know there are people out there. I would not really say they don't know what they want from the person they're about to get married to,
uh,
but they are in that place of utter confusion, and to an extent, it can get quite depressing. So, what would your advice be to such a person, especially in choices of marriage issues?
Marriage. Okay, when it
Yeah.
comes this marriage thing, I think marriage for me personally, I don't even know what to say about this particular thing. But I feel if you know
Okay.
what you want
Okay.
and you work towards it, I believe you're going to get. Even though these days they tell you, oh, marriage is not really what it is. It's what when you enter, you get to know about it. But I feel if you have made out your plan, you say, okay, this is who I want to end up with, and then you
Okay.
set a certain standard for yourself. When you
Okay.
meet that person, I feel you should know. I think you should
Okay.
know. And then for we that are Christians,
Yeah.
I'm big on prayer. I'm very
Okay.
big on prayer. But it has helped me in so many ways. When it comes to choosing a life partner, prayer is key. When you've
Yeah.
told God, this is what I want in a partner, or this is how I want, my family or my future home to look like, the next thing you're supposed to do is to back it up with prayer, and then be very wise. Be
Okay.
wise, like try to grab, or this, yeah, the spirit of discernment, yeah, be able to discern when you
Okay.
meet the wrong. Sometimes the devil tries to give us counterfeit and makes it look like it's the real thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the ability, the spirit of discernment, or the ability to discern, will really help you to, you know avoid that type of problem most times. Now, it's not everyone that is lucky, but I feel if you make your plan, you're able to discern, and then you pray. In terms of
Yeah.
marriage, I feel God is
Yeah.
going to answer. God will definitely answer you. It will really
Yeah.
help you. And then when it comes to your finances, I feel you should make plans and,
Yeah.
achievable goals. When it comes to finance, start with like the small. For example, you want to save 10 million, or let me say 1,000 naira every month. Yeah.
Okay.
If you find it difficult saving that 1,000 at the end of the month, when you get a small tip, you start from there and be keeping it. Just keep it like every day. If you earn 200 a day, you bring out 20 or 30 naira and keep it like that. Before the end of the
Okay.
month, you should be able to get, if possible, more than that 1,000. Do you get? So you start with
Yeah.
the little things, the small short-term goals, short-term objectives rather, and then work with that. That way, it will help you achieve your bigger plan, financial plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jachi.
Thank
Okay.
you.
The next question I have is: do you think that as a growing adult, there are certain values a person should possess?
Uh, yes,
Okay.
yes,
Values. Okay.
yes, yes. There are certain values you should possess. I believe it will help you in your decision making process as an adult. As a
Okay.
person in your 20s, it will help you. You make you have you want, like, for example, if you set your value, if your value is on integrity or honesty, yeah, you know the type of people you mingle with. You know that to help you know the type of people you relate with. When you get someone into your life, when someone comes into your life and you're connecting with this person, when you see that this person's value does not align with yours, you will definitely know how to follow this person. If you stand
Okay.
for truth as a person, you feel you cannot lie, and you are in contact with a person who constantly lies, like unprovoked, keeps lying, you know that you and this person cannot move together. And even if you want to
Okay.
move with this person, you keep a distance. Do you get? So,
Yeah.
developing certain values for yourself as an adult, it helps you to reduce the your relationship or your is it connection with certain people that are not supposed to be in your life. Really, it helps you, and it helps you in your decision making process. When something is being served to you, or like an offer or something, if you know, like, based on your values, you know you can't do that thing because of your value, you're not going to take it. No matter what, you won't take it. So it's very important as a person to set values for yourself, and then it'll help you in your decision making process as an adult. So that's what
Okay.
I think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too, because I feel growing up, one of the things we are going to meet or along the way when we go is our ability to make the right decisions.
Yes.
And making right decisions comes from the kind of values we
You
inculcate
set
for
for
ourselves.
yourself.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So if you say this is a certain thing you want to do, or this is the kind of person you are, you should at least have a person that respects it, whether friendship wise or relationship wise, or your partner
Relationship.
or whosoever it is. Exactly. Because like they say, what's it called? Is it birds that, please, do you remember the quote again?
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
about
yeah.
flock together.
Birds that flock together. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So if you don't share a certain value with a person, whether it's your friend or your partner, it will be difficult for you to
Keep the
maintain that
relationship going.
relationship.
Yes.
Exactly. It will be difficult for you to do anything with them, because then, okay, you're someone that believes in honesty, you're someone that believes in integrity, and then your partner is someone that always lies back to back, just like the example you gave. Or you're someone that believes in, what other example would I give now? There are just many of them. So the ideal thing is to, in essence, to have good values, and make sure that whoever that is coming to you, at least even if they don't have 100% of that, at least they have to an extent of it, and you
Yes.
can work with them. So I think values as an adult is like really important, very very
Yes.
important.
Very
Okay,
important.
Ma, this sorry, Ma, this is like this last question I would ask you, though it might be in form of a discussion. So this question says that if you could go back in time, if you could go back in time, say 2015, 2016, what is that one thing you would change, and why? Yeah, that's the
2016,
first.
2017, 2018. I think I was in my early 20s then. Okay,
Okay.
if there's, do you know, right now,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything I would have wanted to change. But if you had asked me this question 2 years ago, I'd say the one thing I would I would have loved to change is the way I responded to certain things. Because
Okay.
then I was to a very high level. I was very mature, even though I was
Okay.
already 20, 21, I was very immature. So the way I reacted to certain things around me wasn't nice. Because of my reaction or because of my action, yeah, I lost a lot of good relationships. I lost a lot of
Okay.
friendships. Yeah. That was
Okay.
difficult for me to get back.
Okay.
So if I could change something, back then, it would be to have acted more reasonably, or to
Okay.
have reacted to certain challenges or struggles in a very mature way. But then now, I feel it has really helped me, because if I did make those mistakes then,
Yeah. Just coming.
yeah, honestly,
Okay. Hi. Hey guys. Sorry. Apologies for the breaking transmission. Okay, so Jachi, I asked something earlier and you were talking about how you were able to navigate through it. I asked you if you could go back in time, what is that one thing you would change and why? And I think you were trying to explain the why reason. So
yeah. So I was saying that the mistakes I made then, or the what I would actually change, is the way I responded to certain challenges or certain problems that arose then, when I
okay.
was, really young. So it's the way I would have actually um responded to them. That's one thing I'd really love to change if I had the opportunity to go back then, because it really affected me. It affected my friendship. It affected my relationship with people. I think I became more introverted then, because of,
Okay.
the way I responded to certain things. But that's just it. But right now, I really don't regret some of those things, because I feel those things really shaped me into the person I am now. I'm not yet where
Okay.
I want to be, but at least for now, I feel it really shaped me. It really made me reorganize myself and then work on certain things that I knew wasn't right. So
Okay.
that's one thing I can say I'd love to change if I had the opportunity to go back.
Okay. Well, it's more like time travel, but oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the truth is our experiences makes us who we are.
Yes,
But I think one of the things I believe in, and I have a constant belief in it, is that sometimes, though we may have certain experiences, whether negative or positive, we can learn from them and also try to become better persons.
yes,
Because some people dwell in their experiences. They'll tell you, okay, I've experienced this. And once they see something new or someone new, they tend to reflect that same attitude they've had before,
exactly.
because they are like, yes, or even worse, because they'll be like, okay, what if this person does the same thing to me? For example, like people that are probably heartbroken or got out of a very toxic relationship.
Relationship.
So exactly. So when they now meet a new person, they are like, "Oh, mom, make I lock up. Oh. I cannot open my heart." Exactly, I cannot open my heart to this person because what if they break it? But then I just realized experiences really do mold us. But then it's left for you to pick the ones you could learn from and become a better
Better
person, or you
person
could
and
end
move
up,
on.
yes, exactly, or you could move on. That's a much better things to do. Okay. The last question is, if you could give one piece of advice, but your advice could have many colors anyway, but like if you could
Mm.
give one piece of advice to every adult in their 20s, what would it be? Like, let's say the entire a million people are listening to this podcast now and they're like, Jachi, Miss Jachi, please just tell us something we're going to do that will change our lives, or something that will make us better persons. What would that advice be?
Um, I feel, or I think, and I'm also practicing it. I think it's for you to live in the moment. Um,
Okay.
it covers a lot of things, yeah. Living in the moment doesn't mean you don't have plans for your future. But the thing is, so many people, especially in our 20s, yeah, we are so engrossed in trying to, settle everything because of my future. I want to make all the money now. I want to do this now. I want to. While you are living, please try to live. I don't know if you understand what I'm
Okay.
saying. While you are still,
Yes.
trying to put things together, try to live a little, because while you're struggling and trying to do this or do that, and sometimes it's not just about the future. Some people are still in their past. Some people are, oh Lord, if I knew, I'd have done it this way. If I didn't do it that way, I wouldn't have been here now. I'd have probably been in a better place. Live in the moment. Take your risk now. You are young. Take your risk now. That thing you want to do it now. If you have plans for your future, Take the baby steps now. Stop saying, oh,
Okay.
tomorrow, procrastination, that tomorrow I'm going to do this, or next tomorrow I'm going to do this, or next year I'm going to do this. Start now. Whatever it is you have planned, even if it's something very big, the little steps matter. So start now. Live in the moment. Live in your present life now. Live in the moment. Don't worry yourself about what you did last year or last years, or what you didn't do right, or what you did wrong, or all of these things. Focus on now. You live in the moment and appreciate where you are now, and know
Yeah,
that as you are here, you're moving to a better place if you do the right things. For every
at the
opportunity
right
you
time.
get, yes, for every opportunity you get, grab it. Please, the good opportunities, not the bad ones too.
Yeah.
Because opportunity will come, both the good and the bad. So people will grab the bad and it will be waiting for them in the future. So when you see good opportunity, grab it now. So do everything you can do for yourself now. Please, if you want to travel, take travel. If you want to, enjoy yourself. Live. What I mean is just live in the moment. In your hustle, live in the moment. In your enjoyment, live in the moment. Just be in the present. Stop, forget about your past, and just be working for your future, but don't worry too much about it. So that's what me I would
Okay.
always say, because I'm also using that to work for myself. I used to be the type of person that would be thinking about, oh, if I knew I'd have done this better, oh, what would
Yeah,
I'll be
dwelling so
bothered
much
about
in
what will
your
happen.
past. Yeah.
Yes, and then sometimes I see that I'm like, oh God, I'm scared of what will happen. Well, okay, what if this happen? What if that happen? And so far, I've realized that the things you bother yourself about, by the time you get to that point, you look back and you're like, if you check very well, you find out that you're even in a very, very comfortable state than what you were thinking of back then. Do you get? So I think now just make your plans, do your thing now. Stop bothering yourself. Don't think too much about it. Live in the moment. That's just what I would say.
Okay. Wow. That's what some wisdom. That was some for a knowledge of wisdom. Wisdom. Thank you so much, Miss
Thank you,
Jachima.
sis.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. What failed me to actually say what the things I have to say, but I'm taking the time. I know I don't want to like make this so long, longer than it already is.
Yeah.
But just thank you so much for being here on my platform.
Thank you for
And
having me.
yeah, and for every single word of wisdom and lessons you've dropped over here, I've added to my journal. Like it's in my journal right now. So so
Thank
guys,
you.
thank you. So guys, you've heard it all. You've heard it all. Please, later she's in UK. Sorry, your location now is Ukraine, right?
I'm no longer in Ukraine. I'm currently in Netherlands.
Okay, guys. So she's in Netherlands. You heard that. So you can drop a piece of coke or something, can transport it to her place to thank her because this wisdom is not a waste. So so guys, you've heard everything she said so far. What did you learn today? I really want to know what you learned today. So drop it in the comment section on my various platform, Instagram, Anchor, or Spotify at randomconversation.pd on Instagram and Anchor too on Spotify. So once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much, Miss Jachima. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for
Yeah,
having
so
me.
yeah. Thank you. All right, guys. So have an amazing week. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.